모든 건 변했다. 히트 시즌 2.
Prepared. That's the problem with those kinds of builds.
I guess before we talk about this game, I'll just close this. I guess he guessed wrong in a way. His mothership core was in the main, expecting a drop. Didn't happen, and that's what. I feel like the defense could have been better there. Maybe I'm probably being too harsh, but let's go into the second game. DeParture up here against Super. A 7-0 vote for Super. DeParture, a great player. He's really come into his own recently, but Super is by far the better player.
For sure. He's looking a lot better nowadays as well. The heavy favorite coming into this one. So let's jump into game number 2 right now. Down here in the bottom left, in the teal, it is DeParture, Zerg player from MVP.
And to the top right, in purple, it is his opponent, Super, the Afreeca Freaks. Super, another long-standing player, but both of these players actually have been around since the beginning of Starcraft 2. I know DeParture is not as famous or well-known because he did not have the best results for a long time, but he actually was on, I think his first official team was Fnatic. When Fnatic was playing in the GSTL, that was like his first team that Coach Juani like picked him up, scouted him out, put him on the team, and he very rarely was fielded, if at all. I think maybe 1 or 2 games, but he's always on the roster. He's been on the, he's like been the B teamer, but now he's put on the forefront on MVP. He actually won Gfinity, I believe, as well overseas. Yeah. He took out first there, KT Rolster ex-player. He has results, he has had his moments, but Super has by far been more consistent. He's even somebody surprised and got out of his group in like Kespa Cups and things like that. So he definitely has his moments of brilliance, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got out of a group with Zest, Maru, and Hero, right? He got out in second place, ahead of Reality and behind Zest. So he is looking a lot better in individual leagues and in Pro League. He's been looking a lot more consistent. I think everybody on Afreeca realized their situation coming into round 3, and they said, we have to make it into playoffs, and that means that everybody has to practice more. And it shows, right? That's the way that you actually get better at anything, is practicing, right?
Yeah.
So with StarCraft, it's incredibly powerful, and it's really important, and we're seeing it happen in front of our eyes here with this whole Afreeca team. Like, every single one of them is just better.
Yeah, take a look at Alive. You know, he came in strong at the beginning of Legacy of the Void, fell off a little bit, but I think you're exactly right. And I don't know if they said this in interviews, if you're just like that smart, but I'm pretty sure that.
No, I mean,
I think they just start practicing more. I think you're absolutely right. You know, like I think this is a pretty it's a pretty apparent thing. It seems obvious, and that's a good thing going forward into the playoffs. Maybe they can take an upset win, even potentially if they make it to the playoffs, versus say SK or not SKT. They're likely not to go, but you know, just an upset win. It could happen. But as we are here at the beginning of this game, double gate actually here at the front. A very quick second one is scouted by DeParture, and even flies back over to confirm. And it looks like he wants to just do another scout to see if there's any pylons next to the wall there. Interesting scout. Perhaps just want to know if the pylon placement was going to be like for a run by later on. And here comes the first adept.
Yeah, just early game PvZ things. Gonna have the necessary defense, and will have that third up and running soon enough here. But he is going to commit to a lot of adepts here for sure. I think with that second gateway, it's going to be a very harass-focused style here. And we'll see how many drones he can kill in total in this game. Because generally when you see these kinds of builds, it's like you're just pumping them out. You go 2 at a time, you split them up. You just only go for the drones, you ignore everything else. But if DeParture does have the necessary defense, he should be okay. Sometimes it is hard to deal with all of these adepts, especially when they come 4 at a time.
Yeah, especially once you get to the 4, you're exactly right. Now, one of the things that we see here is sometimes cross players will get greedy, and this is one such example of this. He's going to get into the choke here, though, and that is actually going to allow him to escape most likely. But he waited for 2. Some people would split them 1 and 1, but he wanted the 2 together for the 1-shots. And look, he got 6 1-shots on drones.
So much damage, man.
And now it's 4. Like you mentioned, oh no, the Ling's coming out here, they're going to lose the fight. And they didn't even target. Oh, okay, well, the next scary part is when it's 6 adepts. He's already forced so many Lings. He has a probe lead at 39 to 35, and a third Nexus has started.
And he's going to easily be able to defend that, right? DeParture has to drone up from here. He doesn't catch up to the Adepts. Very smart timing there by Super, actually, to run back home right at that moment. He knew the timing of the speed. He's making 3 pylons.
Oops.
Or not 3 pylons. Okay. Yeah, he just flew his Overlord into the pylon. Everybody saw that. That was embarrassing. But now he's got 2 pylons and a cannon. He's going to get this third base easily, and there's nothing that DeParture can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because of the amount of damage he took, he can't send Lings across the map. He can try to like follow up with some crazy all-in, but I don't think that's going to work. He just made 6 Overlords.
This is, I think you're on the money. He's just going to make a Roach Ravager attack, head across the map, try to end it. But with the economy that Super has already built and how predictable this will become if he just sends a scout across, I worry. He has enough sentries to where there should be a hallucination scout shortly to confirm this. Now, if Super attacks here, that's when things could get hairy. If he actually takes a bad fight and DeParture wins a fight and then counterattacks with the Roaches he's already building.
Here's that hallucination you were talking about.
He doesn't see the Roaches, in fact, though. He only sees a mildly saturated base.
Sees 1.
And he sees the base doesn't have that many drones.
Yeah, that's all the information he needs, actually. And now that he's seen 3, he's like, okay, I know 100%. Like,
oh no, Ling's being thrown away as well. Oh, the indecision. Oh, it hurts. Gotta be decisive in moments like that.
Yeah.
All right, he confirms again in the main. He's like, all right, just more Roaches coming out. Ravager Scout as well here with the Mothership Core.
Yeah, immediately a pylon wall is started. He is so prepared for this.
This is the kind of thing that Patience did not do in the previous game upon scouting a big attack. Now, here we go. Overcharges are ready. Great force field to split the army. Ravager's going to drop Corrosives, but to kill force fields? Yeah, right. I know that's a feature of the game, but like that's not ever used like as an actual thing. The thing is, he has the numbers, but he's working against terrain. And not only in the ramp, but also in the force fields.
Yeah, and look at this. He sends the Mothership Core out to scout, too. He's like, oh, you're not over here anymore. You must be headed to my third base, right? So now he's going to bring the Mothership Core back. He's already got this cannon secured behind 2 gateways. He's got 3 pylons now, even. And Mothership Core is not quite in position. Does have to pull those probes, but still, this isn't going to be able to kill Super here.
He's actually in a really good position, though. He's forcing the Protoss army to be forced into a choke where the corrosive vials are going to be more effective. Super knows the vials were used on the cannon, so he moves forward aggressively until they're off cooldown. The backs off again. Perfectly done here, but a good position for DeParture. He's finding some damage now. He's going to work at some of these probes, but the problem is he can't get out now. He's stuck in here. Force fields again protecting this army, and now he's going to go for the finishing blow on this Zerg army.
Oh boy. Lots of corrosive vials coming out, but they miss. And it's only Ravagers and Lings. All the Lings are going to be taken out, and then they are going to get squashed like in a hydraulic press here. Even DT's in the mix, and that's going to be the killing blow.
Yep, DTs can also counter-harass. Blair is just now started upon scouting the DTs. Grabs an Immortal, the barrier's off cooldown. That's one small victory here, but look at the supply. Don't look at it. It's one of those things. It's gonna make you unhappy.
Don't look at it. Yeah.
Don't look
Just
at it.
ignore it.
Just pretend like there's still hope. Zerg is, by the way, 3-0 tonight, but that will change. And this is another reason why when people look at race balance, you should really, when you look at win rates of races, you should really look at who's playing the games. DeParture is by no means a bad player. In fact, like I said, he is a champion of an overseas tournament, but he's outclassed here. He's scouted, and Super had the perfect response. Queen snipe attempt, unfortunately next to a spore crawler. Even killing Lings is, I mean, it's nice in this moment in time. He's just going to ignore the queens and just go for drones.
There's not enough, and at the same time, DeParture just made like 15 drones, and Super's walking across the map to try to end this game.
I don't know if it's try, but
he's going to give it his best shot.
He's going to
see how it works out.
Let's see how it goes. Here he goes. He's coming in. And that amount of Lings, I'm afraid, is not enough. You know, less Lings than Stalkers on the map. So
he's going for the flank. Not going to work out. GG. Super takes the win. It's what we all expected. We didn't expect it to be that one-sided, but Super playing a very clean, nice game there. DeParture not quite having the defense on the Adepts, and Super just got too far ahead. Yeah, DeParture was forced into a weird spot where he had to either all in or play from behind, and he's like, well...
Neither choice was good, though, you know? So this ties us up 1-1. And is it a roster problem for MVP? Is it a potential player problem? No, I think this is just Super is on a tear right now. That practice you were talking about is paying off, and I'm not saying that DeParture is practicing less, but when you have, like, I almost want to say DeParture has less talent, and that's like a weird thing to say, but he's been in the scene for like 6 years, and so has Super, but where are they at? Like, if you put them next to each other, what has happened in 6 years?
When it gets down to it at the highest level, which we do have out here for Korean StarCraft, is the highest possible level. You know, some players are just going to be better than others.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee you, just as you said, he's probably practicing the same as Super, right? They're probably both going at it 14 hours a day, you know, crazy practice schedules. But
Super probably just has more valuable
player,
practice, you know?
Yeah, one player's getting better out of it, you know? And that also goes into, you know, team houses, you know, what kind of practice are they doing? Is grinding games the best way to practice? You get into all this theory and stuff. Either way, Super definitely the superior player nowadays. We're going to jump into Blaze versus Curious after a quick 3-minute break, so don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be right back.